Hello people, this video I'm going to do tonight is more about you and your ability to have choices or not to have choices. It's about what you decide to do now today and how it's going to affect you when it comes time for you to walk into that election booth November this year. The problem is this: by you just sitting there and doing absolutely nothing, you are limiting your choice to either a Republican or Democrat or Libertarian Party, and that's it. That is your choice. That is what you must deal with. That is something you are all making happen. How do I say that? Why do I say that? What am I even talking about? What has this got to do with the presidential election? If you look at what happened to a couple of the Republican candidates in the state of Virginia because they didn't get their signatures turned in for their Republican primary, they are not on the ballot. And the state of Virginia Republican primary has only 2 candidates to choose from. All the rest are gone. Well, how does that affect national convention? National election. The same rules apply to the national election, basically. Within a certain time frame, I have to have your signatures surmounted, added up, and sent in. Otherwise, I'm not going to be on the ballot, and a lot of other people aren't going to be on the ballot. That's the reason why you don't hear about the 8,790,000 votes that JD got. Because he didn't have the signatures, he didn't have a vice president, and thus became an invalid candidate. Even though he met all the requirements by the Constitution, he did not meet the requirements set up by the political machines. They're not impossible to meet, but they have to be done in a timely manner, and they're very difficult to meet. Also, what you decide to do and how you lack of support and sitting there limits everything that you get to think about, say, or do. It limits you. Now, those of you who say, well, I'm waiting to see who the Republicans choose. I might go Republican or I might not. Then I'll support you. Whoa, wait a minute. It's too late then. It's really too late. What I'm trying to tell you is support every single candidate you might want to vote for. Every single one. And then when it comes time for you to actually vote, you will have the choice between the ones you want, not just the ones they want for you. That's what I'm talking about. Now, some of you out there have read what I'm about, understand what I'm about, and saying, whoa, I support you. And then you go off on a different tangent. You break your promise. Well, if you can't keep your own word, how do you expect others to? To me, the word is very important. Your word is extremely important. That is who you are. It's not a joke. It's not a game. So when I give you my word, it's very serious. But bottom line is, right now, I'm trying to get you to understand, just by sending signatures in to all these different candidates, is not actually voting for them. It's actually allowing you to have that choice on election day when you go in to select who you wish. by not sending your signature in to all these candidates, waiting to see, you have just limited yourself. Because if you wait till after the Republican convention, you've just limited yourself to either a Republican, Democrat, or Libertarian. That's it. And Ron Paul, he's got his supporters already signed all his signatures. They sign it. He's already got all his signatures. I don't have any because in 2008, I didn't believe we could win, so I didn't ask anything of you. But now I know we can. But above all else, I want you all to have the choice when you walk into that ballot box, booth, box, station, whatever, to have the choice to choose who you want. Not to have someone select and tell you who you can choose from. But the only way that happens is for you to get active and start getting signatures out. Now, I'm not saying only send me signatures. If you see other people out there that you want that is actually running, send them signatures also. It doesn't matter. The signatures is what's needed, telling the federal government and the state, I like this guy and I want to have a choice of choosing him to vote for if I decide to. That's what it's all about. Doesn't mean you're actually going to vote for him. It means that you would like to have that person on the ballot so that if you decide to, you can. But if you decide not to, you also have a choice of someone else. But unless you send in those signatures, like I asked, you don't get choice. You get what is selected for you. Is that what you all want? A presidential election, like in the past, I want our election this year to be the most different election for I don't know how long, where you, the American people, really have choices you want. But it will not happen without you doing the footwork, without you telling the state and federal government, I want this man to possibly choose. No matter who it is, me or somebody else. So please listen and do those signatures. Sign your name, your address, etc. and send it in. That's all. And remember this. It doesn't matter who you stand outside and support. It doesn't matter who you say you are for. None of that matters. What matters is when you go into the election booth, station, location, you have the choice to choose between the people you would like to choose. Not somebody that somebody told you you had to vote for. That's what I'm all about. Truthfully, your voice, your word, you. You might find it a little confusing. You might find it a little odd, even unusual, that a presidential candidate wants you to have the choice of candidates. But I guess that's what it's all about. Your freedoms. And to preserve your freedoms, we must start with the basis. The choice of your electoral delegates. You should have the choice. But for that to happen, you have to send the signatures in so that I can send them in so that besides who the Republicans choose, besides who the Democrat chooses, my name will also be there. But without your signatures, it means absolutely nothing. Now, if you want to find out really what JD is all about, first, understand JD is just JD. Nothing extraordinary, nothing unusual. And if you go to YouTube and you type in JD CRIVEAU, my channel, there's over 500 videos to tell you all about the different things about JD, where I stand on different things. Or you can actually email me directly, and I'd be glad to answer. Don't send me a bunch of videos and say, what do you think of these videos? Because mostly when people send me just videos, I look at it quickly. If I seen that video, after that, it's gone. I don't even know who sent it anymore. But you send me a question. Like sometimes I get from Facebook comments. So-and-so commented. Whoop, I lock in on that and I read it. And I try to send you a reply. Someone commented on YouTube. Someone commented on Twitter. Or I get an email from somebody who sends it to kmjdc@aol.com and asks me a question. And I try to reply it. I don't care about watching videos over and over again. I'm not a video watcher. So people, understand what I'm trying to tell you. One, if you want to ask me a question, ask me. Two, if you want choice at your presidential election this year, instead of those that are selected, you have to tell the world you want choice. And you do that by sending in your signatures. Those signatures you send in to the candidates get sent in, and then that puts their name on your state ballot, and that gives you the choice. Look what happened in Virginia when most of the Republican primary candidates did not get the signatures for the state of Virginia. They got no choice. They got to choose between Mitt Romney or Ron Paul and nobody else. That's what happens when you don't send in your signatures. You lose the choice. Think about that. Okay, thank you very much, and check out me. Check out what I stand for. And check out the Constitutionalist Party. Thank you.